Mum's the word. Oh. At Lily's Florals at Price Cutter. Ian Shelton, shh, Mum's the word.
Well, hello.
Well, hello.
I had to break the ice.
Yes, you did. But mums are, I'm telling you, they're everywhere this time of year.
They are. They're looking great this year. And we just got our shipments in. So now's the time to start looking at what you want. And I thought maybe we could help guide our viewers on how to select a mum.
Well, how do you select a mum?
Yeah.
Well, personally for me, I select hundreds and hundreds of them, but I get to go through them and I get to look and really get to see the subtle nuances of the colors and stuff every year. So personally, I want to know what color it is because I like to color coordinate just a little bit.
Yeah.
So do any of you have any hardy mums that you've planted and they come back every year? Do you have any old ones? Or?
I unfortunately don't.
I have a statement and a question. Ian and I were talking in the garage right before we built him out, and I just said, oh, I love mums, but I just hate that they're not perennial. And you just schooled me because I've not had good luck, so tell me please how I can plant these and make them come back.
All right, so one of the things is, number one is pick your mum according to its progress that you want. So right down the center here, I have 3 different phases of the mum. You see right down there, there's in full buds right there, but there's not showing hardly any color at all. Then you have this one here that's just now starting to pop open and show some color. And then you have this one here in full bloom. Now, if you were having an open house or if you're having an event or a party or something like that, which one do you think you would select?
This one.
This one.
If you're just shopping for you personally for the season, which one would you buy?
Then the small one. Because you want it to then bloom throughout the season.
Very, very good. That's exactly right. Because if you want it there for longevity, absolutely get it in its tight form. And if you're buying it now, early in the season, sure. So that way you can enjoy the entire process.
Oh.
Okay, so then, can I ask a follow-up? So I've been planting a lot. I've been planting
a
lot, and I've been planting only perennials.
Thumb, black thumb. Don't have one.
Well, here's the thing. I have these 2 new beds, and I've only been planting perennials, and I love mums, but again, I was under the impression they don't come back every year. So if I was to plant a mum right now, would I buy in this stage, and what do they like? Sun, shade? What should I do? All
right, so full sun, as much as you can give it. And personally, I would buy it in that form right there. That's simply just giving it time and getting it in the ground early is also very important because you want it to get established. But the number one reason why people don't have their mums come back is they underwater it. Mums are a very, very thirsty plant. Sometimes they're in their pots just like you would buy from the store. You have to water them twice, maybe even 3 times a day, just depending on how dry you are. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so with mums, it's very good to look at its subtleties because if it's starting to wilt, you'll notice all the little bloom heads will start to droop over. And it's subtle, but you got to notice it. You know you've done probably a little bit of damage at that point. You got to keep it. So the best way is to lift it up. It's heavy when it's wet, and it's light as cotton candy when it's dry.
Oh, so that's kind of the test for, okay, should I add water? Should I not add water?
These are all very heavy, by the way. Yeah. You have watered them in.
Yeah, I get the hose out and water them. And if you really want to get detailed about it, and you've got it in your planter, you can water it right along the edge and just keep the rest of the plant dry. That helps reduce any kind of mold or any kind of issues you might gain from that. Just depending on how humid we are.
You mentioned something, a planter. So this doesn't go into the ground, it would go into a planter?
It could stay just like this. It could go into a planter, your flower pot, go into the ground.
Oh, okay.
So they're very versatile.
Okay.
You can put them anywhere.
And then tell our viewers, you were telling me something I didn't know. So I assumed, because there are some plants that bloom in the spring and the fall. And mums you see every fall, and you just assume, well, if I plant it in the ground, if it does come back, it would bloom in the spring and then bloom in the fall. You were telling me kind of how it works when you plant it now in the fall, what to expect next spring.
So you get it in the fall, and it may start to die back at frost. It'll last quite a while, and then depending upon our winter, it'll go ahead and die back and then turn into those dry sticks. So you're like, what am I going to do with that? Well, at that point, when they're dry, you can go ahead and cut those off at ground level or container level and just let that set throughout the winter. Now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't need watered occasionally. You really do have to watch the weather and know that we've got dry spells or if we're getting a lot of rain. In the spring, you'll see it come up, just coming right out of the dirt. But it takes all summer for these things to develop. Now, I always pinch mine or cut mine back up until the 4th of July. That way my timing for the bloom time in the fall is a little bit spot on.
Wait, you cut them back through July? Like even if they're going green, cut them back?
Yeah, especially
Oh
if
my
I start
gosh,
to
I
see
never
any.
I never knew
So
this.
I'm coming over to your house. I said, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it down. I'm coming over to your house and
Okay.
we're doing mums. So yeah, so you want to look, and if you start to see a little bit of buds starting to form in the late spring or early summer, I go ahead and shape mine and I cut it in planning for it growing to a certain size or certain shape.
Okay, so Ian, then I've always
Yeah.
been told, which I do every year too, to water your perennial plants super heavy right before the first frost.
That one I can't say I know, although I did grow up rurally here in Missouri, and I can't say that that was ever the big worry. But just keeping track of our weather is very, very important. So you know when it's dry for a long period, these things drink a lot of water, and to get them established so they're good to go for their winter rest. And in Lilly's Floral, in our price cutters, and also the Country Mars and Summer Freshes, we have these already available. They're looking great. And here is some upgrades that we have. Here we put a calancho and a mum together. We've got nice ribbons for fall. We've got baskets, containers. So there's all kinds of ways to give it as a gift. You can send it to many things. You can send it to a family that may have lost a loved one. You can send it to an office party. You can send it to the entire range of why you might want to send a gift to somebody.
Dare I say you could send it to your mom?
Especially if you're in Great Britain.
Bye, everyone.
All right, I'll give
And
it
My
she's
work
out.
here is done.
So here's, Ian,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Buy these, and if you get this for a gift for somebody, you now are educated on telling them what to do with it. They can plant it or keep it in that pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant one in my yard.
All right.
And I'm going to follow the progress.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to need your assistance next year, because if it
Okay.
don't come back, I'm going to be a little mad. I'm like, listen.
They should come back. Now remember, full sun is the key, and giving it plenty of water. And then sometimes, you know, plants, they just won't come back, and we don't know what killed
It's
it.
true.
That, you know, we just don't know. But it should grow in size as well, as far as width and height.
All right. Ian, thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Mom's the
Ian.
word. We'll be back
Thank you.
with our sign language word of the day. I need to plant one now. I planted one, I think, a long time ago, and I got nervous because